Hello, everybody. Welcome to another exciting week of online math, grade 9 academic, as we now enter week 4. So I will be wrapping up this, I'll get through most of the chapter this week. So 5.3, which is today, Wednesday 5.4, and then Friday 5.5. Today's lesson is an extremely important one for this unit and for next unit. It is very imperative that you really practice this lesson, really practice the homework. It is crucial that you know how to do what is called the slope, or how to calculate slope. If you don't understand it or don't get it this time, you're going to have a very difficult for the rest of this chapter and the next chapter, along with grade 10. Okay, so I'm going to do my best to explain it as best that I can and go at a slower pace. Okay, so 5.3 is called slope. Okay, so slope, most people, when you think about slope, you might be thinking of a hill, sometimes skiing. So like some people say, let's go hit the slopes when they're saying they're going skiing. So it's kind of like that slope, except for we're not looking at hills. We're going to be looking at lines. Okay, but if you look at a hill and you drew a line, that's what we're looking at. Okay, so slope. For our purposes, it's going to be the steepness of a line. Okay, so we're going to measure how steep a line is. Okay, the smaller the number, the less steep the line is. The highest the number, the steeper the line is. Okay, the symbol for steepness, or slope, sorry, is M. Okay, you would notice that in the last two sections, M is also constant of variation, or the constant multiple. Oops. Constant multiple. Okay, so what we learned in the last two sections, M was what the graph is going up or down by. So constant variation or constant multiple. And now we have a new word for it. It was called the slope. So M represents all these three things. They're all the same. Okay, so the slope formula is rise over run. Okay, so rise over run. Okay. Okay, so what that means, rise over run. So when you think of rise, you should think about going up or down. Okay, so when we're looking at rise, we're looking at the line. Does it go up or down? Okay, so if I was looking at this line here, if I start from this direction and go this way, my line is going upwards. Okay, if I looked at this line here, if I started from the left and go to the right, my line is going downwards. So that's what we're looking for, rise, up or down. Okay, so when we're looking at rise, up or down, we're actually going to count the spaces. Okay, if we count upwards, if we count spaces upwards, then we're going to have, it's going to be a positive value. Okay, so we're counting positive. Just like if you were counting upwards, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you're getting more positive. If we count downwards, then it's going to be a negative number. Okay, so like we would 0, 1, 2. If we count down, so 0, -1, -2, -3. Okay, so if we count down, it's negative. If we count up, it's positive. Then we have something called the run. Okay, so if the rise is up and down, then the run is left or right. Okay, and if we count towards the left, if we're counting this way towards the left, then that would be negative. And if we're counting to the right this way, then it is a positive number. Okay, so when we're going up, it's positive, down is negative. If we count left, it's negative. If we count right, it's positive. Slope for Cartesian planes don't have any units. Okay, so usually no units. Unless it's a real life question, when it says like calculate the slope of a roof or calculate the slope of a road, then you would include units there, and they're usually just meters. Okay. No, okay, so on your lesson online, you don't have these spots here, so please do fill it in. So I'm going to label them A. First one's going to be A. This one will be B. This one will be C. And this one over here will be D. Okay, so we're calculating the slopes for each of these. So M is rise over run. And we'll do B, rise over run, C, and D. Sorry, you can't see that. Okay, so what we're going to be doing is calculating these slopes for each of these lines. Okay, so we're going to start at one of the points. My suggestion is you start with the one which is more to the left side. Okay, so we're at this line here. We're going to go work at the point at the left. It doesn't matter which point you start at, but it's just to keep it consistent, we'll start with the one on the left side. Okay, so we're going to start at this point here. Now we are going to calculate the... Oh, my dogs are going to go crazy. Shh. Okay, so we're going to start at this point, and then we're going to calculate the rise. So we're going to count up or down. So I want to go from this point to this point. So I'm going to count these spaces. So how high does this point go? So it goes up from this point to this point. It goes up 1 unit, and it goes up 2 units. So I went 1, 2. Now I'm level with the next point. So I went up 2 units. Okay, so if I go up 2 units, then it's positive. Okay, so I went up 2, and now from here, I'm going to count across till I get to the next point. Okay, so I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to go 1 unit to the right, 2 units to the right, 3 units to the right. So my run is 3. Okay, so I counted to the right, so it's 3. So up was positive 2, right positive 3. And that's it. So my slope is 2 over 3. Oh my gosh. Sorry, that noise is my 2 dogs running around. So the slope is 2 or 3. Okay, you could also know that we learned in last chapter, if the line reading left to right goes up towards the right, it is going to be a positive graph. So from left to right, it's going up to the right. So this is positive. Okay, positive 2 or 3. Okay, next one. B. So again, start at one of the points and we're going to count the spaces. And again, I suggest to count the one more to the left. So I'm going to count this one to the left, starting at this one here. So we want to do our rise or run. Okay, so we have to go up or down. So if I'm starting at this unit here, and I have to get down to this point, I have to go downwards. So 1, 2, 3, 4 downwards. 1, 2, 3, 4 units down. So our rise is 4. Since I counted downwards, then it's going to be negative 4. Okay, and then from here, we go 1 to the right. So negative 4 over 1 to the right, if I count right, is positive. Okay, so negative 4 over 1 is the same as negative 4. You don't need to write the 1. If you do, it's fine. You don't need to. Okay, and then just to confirm that we have a negative here, so if we read left to right, from left to right, our line is going downwards, so that means it is negative. Okay, so again, start at 1 point, go up 2, so our rise is 2. Then from here, 1, 2, 3 to the right, so positive 3. Okay, next one, start with the point most to the left. We had to go to this point, we have to go down. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So negative 4. And then over to the right once, which is positive 1. So negative 4 over 1. Okay, and then this is the steepness. We don't have to divide it, leave it as a fraction. So 2 over 3 is the steepness. This one is negative 4. This slope here is steeper. Okay, this number is higher. Don't look at the negative case. This 4 is higher than this, so this one is steeper. So we learned also in our previous chapter that the steeper the line is, the faster something is moving. Okay, so if you want to think about that, this is steeper, this is moving faster than this one would be. Okay, but don't worry about speed right now. That's Wednesday's lesson. Okay, now we're going to get into two unique situations. These ones are not going to come up too often. It's going to be more ones like these two, but now we're going to have a vertical line and a horizontal line. Okay, so these are two special cases, and again, they don't happen too often, but you need to know them. Okay, let's go for C. Again, I'm going to start at the point more to the left, and then I'm going to count this way to the right. Okay, I'm going to start here. So I have to say, what is my rise? So how many do I go up or down to get this point? Okay, well, I don't go up or down. I can't go up to get this point, and I can't go down to this to get to this point. So we don't count up or down at all. So if I don't count up or down, then our rise is 0. Okay, then our run is, we're going to count to the right. So 1, 1, 2, 3 to the right. So we get 0 over 3. Well, what is 0 divided by 3? 0 divided by 3 is 0. Okay, so what that means is this line has no steepness. No steepness at all. Okay, it's flat. So something that is flat is not steep. It has 0 steepness. The slope is 0. Okay, we learned in last unit that when it was flat, something wasn't moving, or they're standing still. So a speed would be 0. Okay, so flat line, a slope of 0, because a flat line does not have any steepness. Okay, now the trickiest one, which is a vertical line. Okay, vertical, horizontal, vertical. So I'm going to start at the highest point, and we're going to count. We have to go from here down to the bottom. So we're going to count 1 unit, 2 unit, 3 unit, 4 units down. So we're going to go down 4. So negative 4 once again. Okay, so down 4 units. Okay, but now what's our run? Our run is how many spaces we go left or right. So from here, I go from here to here. I don't go left or right at all. Okay, so I don't move left or right, so that's 0. Okay, so negative 4 over 0. Okay, so in their previous question, 0 divided by 3 was 0. Now I want everyone to punch into your calculator. What is negative 4 divided by 0? I'm just going to give you a quick second or two to plug that into your calculator. So you're probably getting some funny things. So I'll show you what I get. So on negative 4 divided by 0, I get air. Okay, let me try. Maybe something's wrong with that calculator. Let's do my other one. Negative 4 divided by 0, error. So I get an error for both my calculators. So what does that mean? Is we don't know the steepness of a vertical line. There isn't an answer. So anytime you have a vertical line, this is what you're going to write. The slope is undefined. The slope is undefined. Just write this. Anytime you see a vertical line, you don't need to do any calculations at all. Okay? It's automatically undefined. Flat line, automatically 0. Horizontal line, automatically 0. Vertical line, automatically undefined. Okay? Because anything over 0 there's no answer for it. When you get older into grade 12, you will realize it's something else. But for now, our purpose, it is undefined. Okay. Last question here. A little bit trickiness to this. Determine the second point of the line segment if the first point is -1 and 3, and the slope is -4/3. Okay, so I'm going to show you this one. I'm going to grab a different color. I'll just blue. Or maybe I'll do some red. There we go. Okay. I'm going to show you two different methods for this one. Okay, so one we're going to use a graph. Okay, so I'll show you. So we're going to start at -1 and 3. So -1 and 3 is here. Okay, so points -1 and 3. So -1 we do on the x, and then up 3. So -1 is your x, up 3 on your y. Okay, so -1/3. That's our first point. Now, it doesn't give us a second point. So we have to find the second point, but it gives us our slope. Our slope is -4/3. So -4 is up or down. Remember the top the top number represents up or down. If it is -4, then we're going down 4. Sorry, ignore this. And then the 3, it's +3. And remember, the run goes left or right. So the +3 is right 3. Okay? So again, from the point that we have, we're going to move 4 down, 3 to the right. So from here, 1, 2, 3, 4 units down, and 1, 2, 3 to the right. So there is our second point. 4 down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 to the right, 1, 2, 3. 4 down, 3 right. And now we have our line here. It doesn't ask us to draw the line, but I'm going to do so. So it asks what is the second point. Second point is this here. So that would be our x-axis, it's 2. And then we go down to -1. So 2, -1. So our second point is 2 and -1. Okay. Just a note, if in your homework you see this, the book often does this. They'll put the negative in the middle. So just move the negative upwards. Okay, so like I did here. So if they have it in the middle, just put it up. Okay, so like this question here, move the negative up. Just one of the numbers is negative. Okay, so move the negative upwards to here, so it'll be -4/3. Okay. And I'm just going to show you one other way to do this question. So we're starting at -1 and 3. Okay, so -1 and 3. I'm going to show you how we do this without using a graph. So this, it says we're going down 4 or subtract 4. Okay, if you're going up or down, you're going along the y-axis. So what you could do is take this -4 and you could subtract it from the y. So it's going to be 3 minus 4. And then if you go right to the 3, going right or left is going along the x-axis. So you're going to add 3 to the x value. So plus 3. So if I do that, -1 plus 3 is 2. 3 minus 4 is -1. Okay, so these two answers are the same. Okay, I would prefer if you use this first method that we did. It gives you a visualization. It's a little bit easier to comprehend. This one here, once you further, if you understand this better, then you could use this method here. Okay, so this is slope. Again, an extremely important lesson for grade 9. If you would had to do an EQAO, I would say almost a third to a half the questions on EQAO would have to do something with slope. Okay, so rise over run. Rise means up or down. If you're counting up, it's positive number. If you're counting down, you write a negative number. Run means left or right. So rise is your y values because you're going up or down. So this is your y. And your run is your left to right. So this is your x. Okay, so if we count to the left, it's negative. If you count to the right, it's positive. So counting spaces, start with the most left, up 2, right 3. This one down 4, so -4, 1 to the right. Horizontal line, anytime you see a flat line horizontal, it's automatic 0 slope. If you see a vertical line, that means you have a 0 in the denominator. It's an undefined slope. Okay, that concludes the lesson for today. We'll expand on this stuff a little bit more tomorrow. Homework here, page 259, 1 to 7, 9, and 14. Okay, I hope everyone is keeping well, and I'll post my next lesson on Wednesday. Have a good day, everybody. Bye.